the ratio of mass of sodium to mass of chlorine in table salt represents law of what? Okay, we need just to understand what is law of mass conservation. This is the mass of conservation. It means in chemical equations, the mass on the left side of the chemical equation equals the mass on the right side. That means the mass of reactants equals the mass of products. Done. Okay, what about here? They said the ratio of mass in Na and Cl. Here they are talking about just the ratio of mass of that one to that mass. Okay, NaCl, this is NaCl, which is what? Table salt. And this one here now, if you want to find the mass of the whole compound, that means it represents the mass of sodium plus the mass of what? Of chlorine. Okay, what is now constant proportions and multiple proportions? Constant proportions, it states that the mass of an element, to the mass of the other element in the same compound is constant regardless of where that compound comes from. This is constant proportions. Okay, you're going to take examples. We're going to take just one example. If we know, we take example for an easy compound, which is H2O. Okay, now what is as you see, the mass here now, what is the mass of hydrogen and the mass of oxygen? The mass of hydrogen, we know it's 1 times 2 is 2, and the mass of oxygen is 16. Good. Now, if you simplify this ratio, you will get what? 1 to 8. And 1 to 8, it can be rewritten as a fraction. So this ratio now, which is a whole number ratio, as 1 and 8, both of them are whole numbers, numerator and denominator. So in this case here, this ratio represents the ratio of masses of hydrogen to oxygen in water. So that means regardless where this molecule of water comes from, and regardless where you can find this molecule of water at any place on the earth, you're going to see that the mass of hydrogen to the mass of oxygen is constant, which is 1 to 8 always. And this is what does it mean? The law of constant proportions. So that means it represents just the ratio of an element to other element in a compound. This ratio is a whole number, and it is fixed or constant in all these compounds, regardless where they come from. So for all the compounds of water, you're going to find this ratio regardless where is it. So that means here is the same. So the mass now of sodium to the mass of chlorine, the ratio here, it's going to be constant all the time, regardless where this table salt come from or where, in which area around the world you find it. So that means the ratio of Na to the ratio of the mass of Na to the mass of Cl, which is chlorine, it's constant all the time, and that represents what? Constant proportion.